What's up, guys? It's me, Charlie, and it has been a long time since I've done a card review. But I think I'm gonna do one for Invisible Woman, Fantastic Four First Steps, because I think it actually signals something very wrong. I think that it signals a development in Marvel Snap that I do not like, and it really pains me because Marvel Snap used to be a game that I really enjoy playing. And I want to enjoy playing Marvel Snap for as long as possible. But I I I think that Second Dinner seems to be signaling something that can really change the free-to-play landscape in Marvel Snap, right? And it's not healthy. What I mean. Now, I let's talk about the card first. I think that this card is insanely strong, right? Because let's take a look at activate. This turn, your end of turn abilities happen twice. So basically, it's a Wong for end of turn abilities, except that it's almost impossible to stop it, right? The only way to stop it is with a Red Guardian, right? But with at 5 power, it's quite easy to protect this card in that sense, right? At 3/5, you can you can play a 1 cost or 2 cost in a lane, and then before you play Invisible Woman First Steps. So basically, you're protecting the Invisible Woman from a possible Red Guardian. So basically, it's an impossible to stop kind of thing, right? And end of turn abilities, in my opinions, are already very strong, right? First, let's take a look at Human Torch First Steps. End of turn +1 power once per turn, right? You double this the card powers instead. So let's say you're playing Human Torch on turn 3, right? So 3, 4, 5, and 6, you're already adding 4 power, right? And if you manage to get the doubling, it's obviously is even crazier. Now think about it. You're doubling this effect. You're sorry. You're not of course you're not doubling the entire effect. But imagine if you are able to trigger Invisible Woman, right? To trigger Human Torch, and you're able to trigger the doubling instead. Imagine how crazy it will be, right? Human Torch. Let's say play Human Torch on 3, right? On turn 4, turn 5, you get a +1/+1, right? So your Human Torch becomes a 3/4, and let's say you are able to double it, right? And you're able to hit the doubling effect, right? It becomes a 3/8, 3/16. That is crazy. A 3/16. Just imagine that, right? And it's not very difficult to get it done because we have already seen Human Torch. It's very easy to hit the uh if your side heal is full effect. It's very easy. You simply play a brute and that's it, right? So it's actually very easy to decide when you want to trigger Human Torch abilities, right? And what is so scary is in that scenario, Human Torch First Steps is a 3 cost, Brute is a 3 cost, Invisible Woman is also a 3 cost, so it fits very nicely into a Silver Surfer deck. It just fits in so well. Let's take a look at, let's say if you try to play with the Thing First Steps, +2 power. Now this is already a 5/8, 5/10. This is already a 5/10 just by himself, and he already has another secondary effect, which is if the side is full, you get to destroy an enemy card, right? So this is a free 5/10 that can destroy an enemy card, but nope, now with Invisible Woman First Step, it's going to be a 5/12 with the ability to destroy. That to me that just brings it up over the top, right? If we were to compare a 5 cost card that has the ability to destroy, it is actually Spider-Man 2099, a 5/9, a 5/9 versus the thing at a 5/12, right? And you actually have to move it. You actually have to do something that is very difficult. Whereas it's actually pretty easy to fill up the side, considering now we have a lot of good small cards. It's actually very easy to fill up the board, right? You can play Zoo, you can play you can play small cards kind of things, You can play Kid Bishop, you have your arrows to help you out, things like that. So it's crazy. Now the craziest thing to me, in my opinion, is how crazy this card actually combos with Fantastica. Right? Fantastica's effect description reads: activate, give your end of turn cards +2 power. So if this Invisible Woman, you combo it with Fantastica, that means it gives your end of turn cards +4 power. Right? It gives your end of turn cards +4 power. So let's say you are able to play out just four end of turn cards, meaning just one per turn, right? Because you have to deduct one from Invisible Woman, right? So you're able to play out 4 cards +4 power. That is +16. That is a crazy +16 combo. Invisible Woman first step plus Fantastica. That is +16. Is that over the top? I honestly think so. I honestly think it's crazy over the top, right? And even if you combo with High Evo, just very simple High Evo. Imagine Cyclops. I'm not sure why the picture is not showing up, right? Imagine getting an additional -2. Does it swing things? Yes, it does, because it makes this a 3/7. All right. And of course, you're not just looking to trigger and evolve Cyclops. Let's say you trigger and evolve Misty Knight as well, right? So you get an additional -2 on Cyclops. You get an additional 2 power swing on Cyclops. You get an additional 1 power swing on Misty Knight. That's it, right? Just looking at these two, I'm not even going to talk about other things, right? It brings Invisible Woman up to a 3/8, a very, no no downside kind of 3/8. Compared to, if we want to get 3/8 kind of thing, we have to get our previous options were Gladiator, which comes with a downside, of course, Speed, which comes with a criteria, of course, right, to top up at 3/8 3/9 kind of thing. Typically, usually Speed ends up with at 3/7. So that is why I think Invisible Woman first steps is so cracked, is so insane. Right, she's just going to add so much power across the board so easily, and it's kind of difficult to stop. And I think that is the problem, right? With so many, with the new cards being so powerful, right? They're not just strong. I think they tilt the scales too much in the favor. They are too strong, in my opinion, right? And it's not a one card kind of thing. It's basically, if you Invisible Woman is very strong if you have all the other end of turn packages, right? And if you are able to play human, if you have Human Torch, if you have the thing, you combo them together, you have Fantastica, the premium super premium card, you have this whole new package, you have all the new cards package, you're going to have a very strong deck. I don't want to use the word invincible, right? But I don't want to use the word overpowered, but it seems to be heading in that direction, right? And if Second Dinner is going to make it that all the new cards are going to be so strong, so definitively strong over any other archetypes, any other existing archetypes, then it's going to be a very difficult game to play, right? Because basically you have to get the newest card. You have to get the newest card, and that's it. And it's always going to be about the newest card, which in my opinion is going to turn the game very still, right? I mean, nobody likes, a meta whereby it's all everyone is playing the same crap, right? That's why Grand Arena is so refreshing, because we get to experiment with stuff, we get to see, we get to explore different things, you know different people play different champions, and it's very fun, right? uh you're actually forced to play those. I think there's 7. You're forced to play those 7 champions. You're forced to move away from your typical archetypes and explore something else, right? So that makes Grand Arena very fun. But if all the new cards are going to be as such, and they're all bundled together, thereby forcing you to get all the new cards in this scenario, all the end of turn cards, it's going to create a very very big pressure on free-to-play players. It's going to create a huge pressure. I mean, because there's no point in you just getting Invisible Woman first steps, right? You have to get all these, you have to get these cards first. And when you get these cards, you'll be thinking, oh man, my deck is going to be so much stronger just by adding Invisible Woman first steps. And you have to go out there and get Invisible Woman first steps. So that's the problem that I'm looking at. Second Dinner is subtly forcing our hands to always be gunning for the new cards, and this time round is not just new card, it's not just a singular card, it's new cards, which makes it very stressful for a free-to-play player, right? It's almost like, you know, if you're not able to keep up in terms of the resource generation, then yeah, you're out. That is my thoughts when I see Invisible Woman first steps. uh, I don't like being the one saying that, oh my god, it's all doom and gloom. I don't like it. I don't like being the one. But the way I'm seeing it, I think, you know, it's, I'm really struggling to find things to be happy about with regards to this game. And yeah, this new card release is not helping. It's not helping. Right, so that's all. That's my thoughts on the current, on the new card and the current state of the game. Yep, some of you would probably say that, you know, I'm just I'm just being all doom and gloom, but we'll see what continues to happen along the way. And as for now, happy snapping. If you haven't completed, if you haven't gotten more men from the Grand Arena, I haven't. Right, I still have some to grind out. All the best, good luck, and yep, happy Wednesday.